Hey, it's MK and I am scrapping on a ship today. And today I was inspired by Rebecca Moore, and I absolutely just want to scrap lift her for a whole month because her layouts are fabulous. So I've got two wood elements from Some Assemblage Required. One is just out of the packaging, and I still need to take the masking off of both of them. I also picked out these three pocket cards, but they won't be making it on the layout because I don't want to shrink my photos any more than they already are. So I'm going to share with you guys a few elements that I picked out from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Coastal line. And then I picked out a couple pieces, and I was trying to separate them by whether it was the die cut pack or the chipboard pack or anything like that, the laser cut pack. And honestly, I don't remember anymore. In fact, that butterfly was one of the no waste packaging. A couple other butterflies, yeah, these ones here with the yellow back, they were from the laser cut packages. This chipboard piece, I believe, was from Simple Stories. I mean, I had my stuff all mixed up. So at the end, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to share it with you guys and be done. I've got a couple pieces of chipboard. Some of them are the negative that came from my circle bits that I used from Dusty Attic. These are the three photos that I would like to use. And again, I do not want to trim them down. So I'm going to take my circle cutter, and I've already figured out what size I need by using this template here. And how it works is you put your little circle cutters inside each ring that matches, and then they're color coded. The red blade will get you this size circle, the green blade will get you this size circle, and the blue blade will get you this size circle. So what I do is I lay my template over my photo and then decide where do I want my photo to be cut based off of the red, green, and blue lines. So that is where I make that decision, and one of the reasons why I really did not want to trim these photos down. Now, when it comes to this photo here, I love this photo. I love how that little wing is kind of sticking out, and I am just gobbling up that ice cream. And I'm thinking I don't really want to cut that wing off. I just really don't want to shrink this photo any more than it already is. Even if I made it a smaller photo, I would still be cutting that ring off if I made it into a circle. So I'm going to come up with a solution and possibly trim that down to a 4x4 and then round the edges to make it look like a circled square, right? I also have a scrap of one of the pink papers from the kit that I got on the ship. And then from the Sunburst collection by 49 and Market, I've got this butterfly corsage. At first I thought it said collage, and I had to look at it really close up to see that it said corsage. So I'm actually going to turn this on its side and have all this greenery going into my photos. I thought that that would be really cool. Now I know what you guys are saying right now. Oh my stars, it is very, very pink. Yes, it is. But so is the neon sign. I really wanted to pull off of the pink and make it more pink so my other colors in the photos stood out and popped out even more. Okay, so if you guys just saw what I did, I took my 4-inch or my circle that's going to give me 4 inches, my circle cutter that's going to give me my 4 inches, and then I laid the guide on top of it. I did not lay the guide under it because you don't want to cut the guide. And so what I did was I put it on top to see where that red line was actually going to cut before I did any cutting. And then for this photo here, I actually just kind of leaned down to see where the blade was going to cut. And that's what I'm doing here with this photo as well, just to run the blade around. I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm just moving it around and shifting it to see whether or not I can get that blade to cut where I want it to, and where on the photo do I want it to cut. So that is one of the things that I was doing. And then here I am going to make my squared circle, right? Or my circled square. And I took one of the pieces that I cut off because I can always reprint this photo. And I wanted to see how much of that wing I was actually going to cut off using my rounded corner. Now this is a giant round corner by Martha Stewart. Many, many years ago I bought it. I do not know if it still is available. I don't even know if any of her punches are available outside of eBay and all the other auctioneered sites, right? I have no clue. Now I'm doing the same thing with this pink paper because I am now using the green blade because I want an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around my photos. And I had to strategically place it, or I would not, if I would have just placed it right next to the other one, I would not have had enough paper to get my 1/4 inch large blah, 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 squared, circled square. So I definitely would have, I needed to plan that out to make sure that I had enough paper. And so I am going to very gently, because this is copy paper thin patterned paper, you guys. It is not, it's, I can't say it's not high quality because it's doing its job, right? But it is not thick scrapbook paper. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It is not very thick. So I'm gently using my edge distressor and using my fingers to ruffle up these edges. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted such a large border. And I call this a large border because I'm used to 1/16 inch. But the circle cutter only gives me an 1/8 of an inch between each one. To me, that's a bit too big. I just don't see the need to have that large. But doing that gives me this opportunity to scuff up the edges, right? And so that is what I'm doing very, very gently. Plus, also, if I had any imperfected cuts with the circle cutter, which I did on one of the pink cuts, and I think I ended up cutting into my photo as well. But now it's not so noticeable because it looks intentional, right? So I'm going to take my circled square and go ahead, a rounded square. I know, I'm just calling it what I want to call it, right? Making words up. I'm going to go ahead and glue that directly to the page, and then I'm going to have my circled photos pop up off the page. I thought that that would be a really cool. I don't really know exactly what Rebecca did, but I do kind of sort of miss the fact that she did this really cool swash technique behind her photos and behind all of the elements. And I was super sad that I did not do something like that. So and I didn't notice it until I was almost done gluing all my papers down. All right, so I went ahead and I took the masking off of that gorgeous wood wreath that I have. And it's available from from Some Assemblage Required. And you guys have to take the masking off to appreciate the gorgeousness of the wood. You really do. I love this gray brown wood. It is my new favorite. Oh my stars. And it's just beautiful. Okay. I cannot wait to add it to my layout. And I really feel like it grounds the circled photos. I really do. Okay. And I also did want to bring in another one of those red flowers, but it had the words in it. Like I don't hardly have any of the Simple Stories coastal flowers left. I think I have a few of these peachy or pastel-y pink ones, but none of the red ones and none of the other color, whatever color that was. I think they were red too. Anyways, and so I'm trying to make them stretch even though they have a little word on them. I don't want the word, so I'm going to end up figuring out how to cover it up. I also have these cute little ice cream cones. I'm not going to use the banner because this wasn't summer. That's one of the problems that I've been having with the Sunburst collection is a lot of it refers to the summer. Even though we're in a tropical weather, it's still only February. It is not summer. And so I'm having a hard time trying to incorporate some of those pieces with what I want to say. Because most of my pieces left over right now all say summer of some sort, right? So I'm just trying to make it work. I do love adding in this little pop of blue. I've got this label right now that says, this is pure joy, which I thought was perfect next to me gobbling up that ice cream. And then down below next to Janet's, I think it says, love this most. And then I did put best ever because this is and I know I've said this multiple times, you guys, this is the best rum raisin ice cream I have ever had. And I have been on the search to where I could buy it in a bucket. But I can't, not where I live anyways. And I can't even imagine mail ordering ice cream. That just makes me giggle. But I do make my own. I found a recipe that is a no machine recipe and I love it. So I do have rum raisin ice cream. And I cannot tell you how much I love it. All right, so I decided to bring in a little bit of the blue butterflies, and then this is potentially how the layout's going to look. But I needed to go through and take off the masking from my ice cream cones, and if you notice, it's a subtle difference, but it is a difference. They went from being blonde to being a dirty blonde. And this is usually what color I use on all of my wood. It's actually called birch wood. And so I apologize for the abrupt end at the very end. My children came home and it's getting really close to summer, and I do have to tell you guys that there is a lot that we have to deal with the end of summer and the kids wanting to go do here and go do there and all the things. And so I just stopped the camera, glued everything down while they were visiting with me and telling me their whole life stories for the day, and then shared with you guys at the end the put together layout. My butterflies did move. I definitely didn't want that much blue on the layout. I felt like they kind of stuck out. I did end up moving the Love This Most, so that way I could keep with Rebecca's flow of her photos. Even though mine was a little bit more, I still felt like it was good. So anyways, Rebecca, thank you so much for inspiring us. I mean, I love your work. I really do. So thank you so much for sharing all that with us. Also, too, don't forget to check out the link down below for the playlist for May I Scraplift You and see who everybody else is lifting for today. And also, too, Janet's channel link is down below, and she is scrapping on a ship with me. So don't forget to go check out what she has got going on today. And I will check you guys all later. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.